the charcoal burner, and the fuller. There once was a kind charcoal burner named Barnaby. He lived in a cozy little cottage, nestled at the edge of a whispering forest. Every day, Barnaby worked hard, turning wood into useful charcoal, and he always had a friendly smudge of black on his nose. Barnaby loved his work, but sometimes, especially in the quiet evenings, his cottage felt a little too big. He often wished he had a friend to share a warm meal with, or tell stories to. One bright, sunny morning, Barnaby noticed something new. A large wagon, filled with bundles of pristine white cloth and strange-looking tools, rumbled down the lane. A new neighbor was moving in. A few days later, Barnaby saw the new neighbor, a cheerful man named Finn, setting up his new workshop. Finn was a fuller, and his job was to clean and whiten cloth until it sparkled like fresh snow. Barnaby, curious and eager to make a friend, walked over to introduce himself. "Hello there," he called, waving a hand that, as usual, had a few charcoal smudges. Finn smiled brightly, his face glowing. "Hello to you too. I'm Finn the Fuller, and you must be the famous charcoal burner I've heard so much about." He offered a perfectly clean, white hand to shake. Barnaby chuckled, trying to hide his smudged hand behind his back. "That's me, Barnaby. It's good to have a neighbor. This lane can get a little quiet sometimes." From that day on, Barnaby and Finn became fast friends. They would often meet by the gently flowing stream, Barnaby sharing exciting stories of the forest, and Finn describing the intricate process of making cloth so wonderfully white. Barnaby admired Finn's dedication to cleanliness and his sparkling white cloths. Finn, in turn, was fascinated by Barnaby's ability to transform wood into useful charcoal, even if it was a bit messy. One evening, as they watched the sun paint the sky with colors, Barnaby had a wonderful idea. "Finn," he began, "my cottage is quite large, and it's just me. What if you moved in? We could share the house." Finn's eyes widened in surprise. "Share your house? That's a very kind offer, Barnaby." He paused, a thoughtful look slowly crossing his face. Barnaby continued, his voice full of enthusiasm. "Think of it. We'd always have company, and we could split the cost of firewood and food. It would be much easier and more fun for both of us." Finn truly liked Barnaby. He loved their conversations and cherished their friendship. But an image flashed in his mind, his perfectly white cloths covered in tiny charcoal dust. He imagined his clean tools, his spotless workshop, all near Barnaby's charcoal kilns, and the fine, black dust that always seemed to float in the air around them. It was a difficult thought. Taking a deep breath, Finn turned to his friend. "Barnaby, you are the best neighbor a fuller could ask for, and I truly cherish our friendship." "But," Finn continued, his voice soft, "I couldn't possibly move in. My work is all about making things perfectly white and clean." "And your work, my dear friend," Finn said kindly, "is all about charcoal. Everything I worked so hard to whiten would be blackened in no time at all." Barnaby's hopeful smile slowly faded as he listened. He looked down at his own smudged hands, then at Finn's sparkling clean ones. He suddenly understood. His work and Finn's work were like night and day. One brought darkness, the other brought light. They were both important, but they simply didn't mix. "You're absolutely right, Finn," Barnaby said, a small, understanding smile returning to his face. "I hadn't thought of it that way. It wouldn't be fair to your beautiful white cloths." They both laughed, a warm, friendly sound that echoed through the quiet lane. Living together wasn't possible, but their friendship was strong and true, built on understanding and respect for each other's unique ways. And so, the charcoal burner and the fuller remained the best of friends, happy in their own homes and happy to share their lives in other equally wonderful ways. The end. This story is adapted from Aesop's Fables. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. youtube.com/@cuckooenglish